Goldberg is not happy with the WWE because he was promised to have a proper send-off retirement match and he never got it. This is what he said about the situation. Vince McMahon and I had a handshake understanding that after the Roman Reigns match, I would have a proper retirement match. That has not come to fruition from them. Therefore, nobody puts a stamp on my career. Nobody tells me when I'm done. Period. End of story. When somebody tells me that, I kind of like to fight against it. I like to do things on my own way, and I go out on my own way. I certainly don't go out, under Roman Reigns 3 weeks after I've had COVID and agreed to a match. If I go on a world tour and promote it myself, that's a possibility. At the end of the day, like I said, I do believe that my character deserves a proper send-off, and until that happens, I don't believe I'm hanging them up. Anything and everything is an option, and I'm very much leaning towards promoting it myself and doing a 4-city world tour. After hearing what he had to say, I kind of have to agree with Goldberg, and I'm actually on his side with this one. You can't make a promise to a man and then just never deliver. I understand that Vince McMahon isn't the head of creative, but it's just a respectable thing to do at the end of the day. Triple H should book him in one final match, just give him what he wants. He's done so much for this business. He's done so much for the WWE, and I know while hardcore fans online are not gonna like this, they're not gonna want to see him. They would prefer not to even have a comeback. I think the casuals love to see Goldberg. Every time he comes back, the casual audience gives him a huge pop, and they enjoy his 5-minute matches. So a return would be good for business. You can even use him to push a young star. Honestly, I'd love to see a final match against someone like Braun Breaker. That would be the perfect passing of the torch. If not Braun Breaker, then WWE could book Big E to be his last opponent, because Big E actually said that he loved Goldberg when watching wrestling in the 90s and wanted that dream match. That is, of course, if Big E is healthy enough to return to the ring. And also, I just don't think WWE should have a jackhammer in that match either, just to protect Big E in case anything goes wrong. Regardless, a final match for his retirement is what Goldberg deserves, and I think WWE, they should book it. If not, it's looking like he's joining AEW, and a match with Wardlow could be a lot of fun. So if I was Tony Khan, I honestly would book Wardlow versus Goldberg at All In 2. Speaking of Big E and his injury, there has been an update from Big E himself. He just had scans after a year and said this: "It just takes a little more time to heal. We just did the 1-year scans after WrestleMania. Actually, it was a little later because of WrestleMania, but we need to sit down with the doctors at some point and figure out what the next step is. But from my perspective, I feel great. I have no functional issues and no pain issues. I've been to the gym since 2 weeks after I broke my neck, and I'm feeling great." And honestly, that is a great thing to hear that he's doing well. However, it does seem like he's unsure about a return to the ring, but that makes a lot of sense. He had an injury that takes a lot of time to heal from, and there are some people who never get healthy enough to return to that ring because there's always a factor that you could hurt it even more, and you don't want to do that. But the fact that he's feeling great is the only important thing. If Big E can't come back to the ring, that would suck, yeah, but just knowing that he'll live a normal and healthy life outside of WWE kind of makes me happy. While he is still recovering from this injury, I think WWE should use him in a different role. More specifically, I think he would thrive as a general manager. The WWE did the same thing with Kurt Angle back in 2004, and I think it worked out great. Kurt Angle was one hell of a general manager. He was so funny. So I'd like to see the same thing with Big E, especially because the draft is coming up, and I think we need GMs. And look no further, Big E would be perfect for Raw or SmackDown as the general manager. In 2020, WWE implemented a ban on wrestlers and their involvement with third-party media. Wrestlers were not allowed to use Cameo or Twitch for additional revenue. The WWE caught a lot of heat for this move because this was during the pandemic when a lot of talent was stuck at home, or they just weren't at house shows, or merchandise wasn't selling as much, and this extra income was crucial for some wrestlers. Selena Vega was even fired from the company for standing up for herself and saying she ain't gonna delete that stuff. The WWE have come to an agreement though with allowing the performers to use Twitch. Fightful Select has learned that WWE and Twitch reached an agreement to allow WWE wrestlers back on Twitch with almost no restrictions. The report goes on to state that there would be a 3-way split, with the majority going to Twitch and the stars themselves. As for why it was specified that performers have almost no restrictions, this is reportedly down to the company wanting to approve and deny requests to stream with talent from other wrestling companies before unwanted crossovers happens. This is good news for the talent, and I hope they can return to streaming to make some more money on the side. Trish Stratus made an appearance on Raw to explain her actions and why she turned heel on Becky Lynch. And while the promo was good, we gotta talk about the fact that this woman has aged like fine wine. This is a picture of Trish Stratus from 23 years ago, and this is how she looks now with a similar looking attire, and it's insane. It literally looks like a before and before photo. She's got some of the craziest jeans. Anyways, she also revealed something interesting, and that was that she was actually injured prior to a WrestleMania 39 match. This is what she said. I had a few obstacles. I had a partially torn hamstring, by the way. Nobody knew about that. It was just like, you know, it's WrestleMania, let's just go. This time I had this injury, so I was a little unsure going in, but man, there's something about feeling at home. It's like riding a bike. As you guys know, when we get back in there, your body's just like, I got this. Just do your thing and it flows. I've kept my health and fitness up, and that always plays into it as well. I am good in those moments, right? I work well under pressure. I always feel like I have to prove myself every time I go out there. So that was the big driving force for me that evening, was to go out there and prove that I belong in this match, that I belong with these other talented women, and that I still belong here, period. It's incredible to see that she still managed to get in that ring and perform that night. These wrestlers are truly built different. Trish Stratus does not have to prove anything. She's honestly earned even more respect. She already had a lot, but now she's earned more. She doesn't have to prove anything. She's one of the greatest to ever do it in WWE. Anyways, Trish Stratus's promo wasn't the only great thing about Raw. The Miz and Seth Rollins put on a fantastic match, a match that has been receiving a lot of positive feedback from fans and the people backstage. According to Fightful, there was a lot of positive reception backstage within WWE in regards to the Seth Rollins versus Miz match on Raw, and it's been reported that Shane Helms is actually the one who produced the match, so shout out to him. He's a good producer and helped create some great matches in the WWE. The Miz even tweeted about it, telling people to put some respect on his name, and I can't agree more. I think The Miz is a seriously underrated performer. When he wants to, he can be an entertainer. When he wants to, he can be a wrestler. When he wants to, he can be a great media person. The Miz can do it all, and I'd love to see a serious Miz run. Let's give this guy the IC US title, or maybe just some, big time feuds, because The Miz is that damn good. We'll have to wait and see what happens with The Miz, but personally, I want to see some big things for his career. And to end this video, I've got to make quick mention of Brock Lesnar and his new attire. This man really pulled out his Undertaker look, and I already can tell based off of that this heel Brock Lesnar is going to be tough. It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be something we've never seen before. He's going to be vicious. What do you guys think of his new attire? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.